Hi Leo, it's Romy here. Welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in for your March 2021 soul story. If you have a Leo sun rising or moon, then this general reading might well help to support you navigate through the next few weeks. Be sure to just check back in and see how things continue to unfold for you. So we are moving deeper into Pisces season. The Sun, Venus and Mercury on the 15th all going to be in this water sign, and there is this sense with it lighting up that 8th house for you of a profound kind of consolidation happening in different areas of your life. For some of you it might be around abundance, the consolidation of debt or loans, or just kind of looking at resources. For others it might be just the consolidation of kind of coming to terms, or the emotional energy, and just really being able to have a more deep and meaningful conversation with yourself about what needs to happen next. The energy of Pisces really invites you with that 8th house to think about what you're going to leave behind, because you're in your moment of transformation and transition. There's a time when the phoenix is getting prepared to rise up from the ashes, and so a lot of the deeper soul work that you're going to be doing through the course of this time is really poignant for how it's going to prepare you to be able to step into the level of greatness that's making its way to you through the course of the spring. And during this time we can feel quite protective and quite insular, and there's a real difference, between secrecy and privacy. And I think that there is an important distinction that you're going to be making with yourself that says, you know what, I need to hold this information. This is like sacred for me. This is my wisdom. This is my journey. And, perhaps just like going through some things, not feeling the necessity to want to kind of share all or bear all. The 8th house is very much about that hidden aspect of the self. And, that's not about you being intentionally secretive. It's literally just giving yourself that sacred space with which to work through whatever it is that you need to. Now, the Ten of Pentacles suggests there might be a firm focus in and around what's happening by way of family and by way of your security through the course of this month. Now, we have Mars moving into Gemini on the 3rd. Mars, of course, wants to drive things forward. In Gemini, it's going to move quickly. So plans can have impact fast. Communication starts to open up, and this is going to be favorable, but it does require that you take the energy and harness it and use it well, okay? On the 7th, we've got Pallas Athena, the goddess energy, coming through into the sign of Pisces. She's bringing her wisdom, her healing, and her intellect. There's also a sense of deep compassion and forgiveness that comes through. Now, between that 7th and as we build up to the new moon on the 13th, I think there's going to be a really strong emphasis for you, Leo, around what or who you need to forgive. And it's really because you need the energy clearing. It's like this beautiful cleanse where you can release some of the sadness, the heaviness, the fatigue. It's not really about the other person in any way, shape or form. It's absolutely what it needs to do for you, for your energy field and for your pathway right now. Yeah. Now, the Two of Pentacles suggests that you are weighing things up. I think that there's this aspect of what am I keeping, what's staying, what's going, what do I need to consolidate, what do I need to simplify, and where do I need to allow this process of cathartic change that's taking place. Now, I had this beautiful kind of quote that came through just as I was linking into to your reading, and I wanted to share it with you because it just felt really poignant by way of the kind of contrast of energies that Leo, I feel, is going to be dealing with, and how you're going to be coexisting within that. So this is by Lisa Oliveira, and it begins, it makes sense to feel both an urgency and the necessity for a slower pace, both a stark need for things to change right now and a curiosity about how ready you are for that change to happen, both a desperation for connection and a new sense of comfort in solitude, both a yearning to know and a fear of knowing, both a deep bellowing call for stillness and a heavy urge to fill every moment of your time, both a strangeness and a familiarity, both a questioning and an avoidance of the answer. And for me, that just does feel extremely relevant in terms of the way that you are going to be moving through this very contrasting energy, particularly through Pisces season. That can feel a bit nebulous. It can kind of cause some of that self-doubt and uncertainty, and make you question things a little bit deeper. But all of that is going to illuminate something really important for you. There is a tremendous amount of synchronicity coming through in March. The stars are opening up. They're being far sweeter than they have for some time. We have less of the outer planetary clashes that we've been experiencing of late. So see it as a tailwind a little bit, you know, not that we don't have the challenges to face, but we're not getting salt rubbed in the wound, if you like. So here we have the Six of Pentacles coming in, an invitation, Leo, to think about energy exchange and balance, which is really relevant because we have equinox coming in on the 20th of March. You know, where we need to address that aspect that needs to be shifted within our life, you know. And perhaps for some of you working through 8th house and then into 9th house in Aries, it could well be within the marriage, within something to do with your financial situation, something that you're going through profoundly spiritual, but also by way of education and by way of changing philosophy and values. And, you know, what I do feel is that it's going to be profound. So the impact that it has and how it lands for you, regardless of how long you sit with that, and it's okay to sit and kind of nurture and tend and cultivate the kind of new awareness and the thoughts that are emerging as a result of the journey that you've been through of late. I think there's a lot more support coming your way. So again, if you are struggling or feeling the heavy burden, there's something about being more supported. I mean, we have a lot of really strong earth energy coming in to open up your reading, wanting to give you that grounded, tangible sense of being able to bring things to fruition. And remember, your manifestation's amped up right now. It's very magical, the energy at the beginning of March, and, you know, especially around that new moon in Pisces. So take advantage of it. And if you are really focusing, you know, in and around your vocation, your career, you know, trying to draw towards you more abundance, this is a fantastic time to take advantage of that. You're truly growing and evolving so much more than you can see right now. And there is a sense of, if you allow yourself to just stop and pause and let some of that energy make itself known to you, you are actually going to see where things are sprouting, and there's these beautiful seeds that are starting to blossom in different areas of your life, okay? I think in a way you're redefining so much of the kind of soul blueprints in relation to love and money, looking to transcend a lot of family patterns in specific terms, and kind of even, you know, old karmic debts that are getting cleared out. There is this beautiful sense of completion coming in with the universe, the energy of the world, and of course ruled by Saturn. You know, we're still working with this Aquarian energy that's impacting on that 7th house. So you're doing a lot of work in and around relationships. We also have the full moon in Libra coming in on the 28th of the month. Now, you know, it is clashing a little bit with Chiron, so, you know, a little bit of wound energy being highlighted there. But again, it's coming to the surface to be cleared and to be cleansed. And it is going to give you the opportunity to, I think, have a very firm understanding of what you feel passionate about, or who you feel passionate about at this moment in time, and then what you're going to do about it. Because in Aries season, there's going to be this impetus, this urgency, this drive to just go, okay, I need to act upon this now. I need to deal with this now. So whether it's professionally or romantically, I think there's something really fortuitous that can come out of both March and moving into April, because astrologically speaking, you know, it's probably some of the most positive energies that we have supporting us through the course of 2021. All planets direct, everything kind of lighting up and giving us the green light to say, yes, it's time to take action. And there we have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. I think that there's an absolutely divine idea that's coming your way, or an offer that you really must trust in. And there might be some doubt there. There might be some doubt. So maybe it's coming by way of, you know, a relationship, a connection, or it's coming in on a professional capacity for you, Leo. But it has value. It has merit. Even if it's just kind of a blue sky thinking moment, right? There might not be anything particularly rooted about it at the moment. And, you know, they may not be able to back it up. Or if it's coming from you, you may feel, if you're expressing it, that you don't necessarily have the evidence or, you know, something to kind of really demonstrate to who you need to share this with or express it to, that it can work. But believe me, it can work. So what you need to do is just keep drawing the energy towards this. It's a very synchronistic month, so the universe is going to be very supportive of bringing in the right people at the right time to draw in the energy and the momentum to take this where it needs to get to, okay? This is also a fantastic energy by way of your self-care, and there's really something about being able to, like we said with the compassion and the forgiveness, releasing a heaviness and a fatigue that actually is going to really impact on your physicality and your, you know, your health, you know, how you feel within your body. I think you'll be surprised actually the impact of perhaps what a specific grudge or some energy that you've been holding on to for a while is actually done by way of the impact on the physical. And so being aware of that is just going to bring in a fresh new sense of revitalized focus and mojo, and just kind of have you in the desire to want to take care of yourself in a more improved way, okay? I'm also seeing that by way of just general support around friendships is being highlighted really nicely. So if you felt through retrograde that actually things got a bit tangled, or maybe even some people came back through that period and are now really firmly rooting themselves in part of your, you know, your soul family. Again, there's this aspect of you know, opening up to trust, you know, letting your heart kind of lead the way. Pisces really wants us to move on that energy, and then moving into Aries season, that fire really trines with you beautifully, and it does allow for the passion and the sense of what's possible to come back in a really positive way. Now the Four of Swords suggests again like that there's a need for a little bit of sacred rest through the course of this month, and just like we said in that quote, even though there's the urgency, there's also the necessity for a little bit of a slower pace. What we don't want to do as things start to open up is then rush back into the type of life that we lived post or sort of pre the whole pandemic. And so learn from it. Use the equinox energy to see, how do I want to rebalance my life, and just make sure that you are really being non-negotiable in certain things that you are unwilling to return to. I think that's really important. So if you've put rituals in place in the time that you've been able to that have really supported your well-being, don't give those up. Like, just be really mindful of it, you know, whether it's through meditation or just like having a little bit more you time. Just think that's going to be so richly needed, because you're going to get very busy very quickly through the course of the next few weeks, Leo. Even if you're not expecting it, even if everything feels still kind of slow right now, everything is going to start to move and fast, and you want to be prepared and anchored and nicely rooted. I think for those of you that feel you are mourning the loss or kind of going through a process of grieving and letting go, again, 8th house takes us into some pretty deep dark places within ourselves, and you know, often facing difficult aspects of what we've been through, you know, not only in this lifetime, but perhaps coming up against some of the repeated patterns and karmic aspects of past lives. So that awareness is really giving you a sense of remembering, but it's all information, you know. The wisdom is knowledge, and that knowledge is giving you a sense of strength and carving and shaping out a new version of you to move forward to. So the energy of the Lovers coming in, it does link to the sign of Gemini. That Mars in Gemini, I think, is going to be really conducive for you being able to make meaningful progress and really have the energy to do it. There is choices that might come your way. And again, the element of trust, it can only come from you, you know. Someone can speak the words, and you might be waiting for the actions, but at the same token, like, it still comes down to you to be able to make peace with whatever your decision is. Because what we can't do is say, okay, I'll believe in you, or I'll trust you, and then when it doesn't work out, blame that person. Because ultimately we make the decision that says, okay, I'm prepared to move in this direction. So just being really accountable and owning that energy is going to go really a far way for you in kind of evolving at a deeper soul level, and just actually letting other people off the hook, and I don't mean that in a way that, you know, to let them away with anything, but just to focus on what your energy is doing and what your higher self wants to teach you and impart to you by way of wisdom. But certainly, again, there's this deep connection here, you know, and there's emerging energy that 8th house wants from us. And I think you're going to be desiring that from, you know, whether it be your partner, your significant other, or, you know, if you are looking for someone, it's going to be that, I think, slightly craving, yearning energy just to have that sense of intimacy coming through. And, you know, sometimes we need to kind of deal with aspects of ourselves and where that yearning or craving might be coming from in order to heal something, so that we can then welcome it in on a healthier vibration, because it is a healthy thing. We just want to come at it from a place of balance rather than from a place of lack, you know. Some of you may well be experiencing new connections coming in, and there's just something extremely fated and synchronistic about what's happening through the course of March and April. So pay attention to that. Friendship may later lead to something way more significant, okay? So not necessarily that immediate kind of love at first sight moment, but if there's something that just you can't get out of your head about a person, that's going to be a surefire sign that it's going to lead to more. So the Magician energy comes in and tells me that you have something to say, and you need to say it. You need to share it. You need to express it. It needs to be put out there. You know, there is this aspect of just get going, and we can make adjustments as we move forward, you know, especially into the second half of the month with Aries energy. You know, once we get past that equinox and that change has taken place, that's the time to start absolutely amping everything up. It's a great manifesting energy. You know, you've got super strong, grounded earth, tangible guides that are coming in here for you, Leo. So, you know, if you're doing anything by way of work, career, and business, this is a fantastic reading to demonstrate that you can actually really start to realize a lot of things that you've been working on. And you know what? The difference is that you've done the deeper soul work at the root of it. You know, that's what's making the difference now. That's what's going to make it sustainable and give it a sense of longevity, so it's not just that transient passing through. You do need to sell yourself more. You know, you need to acknowledge what you are good at and tell other people. And that also makes, you know, sense by way of the important relationships in your life. Remind the people, even who love you and know you best, you know, look, this is where I shine. This is what lights me up. Put me in this environment. Let me do the things that I enjoy, and you will have the best of me. You will get the best of me. Again, that's going to bring about this healthier energy exchange, and being unafraid to share that, that level of you know, honesty about what it is that you need through the course of the coming weeks, I think is, again, helping to redefine some of the relationships that you have, both in your life and with, you know, different aspects of like money and things that you value and that are important to you. Look, another earth energy coming through here with the 8 of Pentacles. It's really all about self-mastery, you know. It's about what you're putting in place. There's something really important about the foundations and you getting all of the systems and structures, everything behind the scenes, you know. It's like, if you're going to take care of yourself, it's like, right, I've got my meal planner ready. I know the times I'm going to work out. It's like, you know, if you're going to launch something, it's like, I've got all of the things ready and prepared for all eventualities. It's just like that level of planning that's coming in is going to work exceptionally well for you. The details, and it's really being guided by your intuition, is going to support a huge leap and advancement, I think, in your understanding of what you're capable of, actually. I think I am really going to surprise yourself this month, Leo, by way of what you achieve. Now, there may be some new learning that comes in, the desire to want to explore. You know, remember, we are both the student and the teacher at any given moment, and so there's nothing wrong with saying, do you know what, I don't know enough about this subject. I need to go and educate myself here, or I want to change direction. I need to look for work in a different way, so I'm going to go seek a new accreditation or certification. That energy is coming in really powerfully for you, and what I am seeing is that there is the ability to give yourself permission to try something different, to try something new and not be afraid. You know, I don't see fear stopping you at all this month. I just see you having an energy of just like, I feel compelled to do this, because there's something about the rebirth of that 8th house energy and then into the 9th that gives you a beautiful sense of optimism, and a reminder, actually, this is your one beautiful life, and what do you want to do with it? What do you want to achieve in it? So let's take a look at these oracle cards, see how they reflect. Consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love, okay? So again, we're talking about the root. We're talking about the root chakra. We're talking about the foundation of your life, everything that nourishes and sustains you. And, you know, the energy of love flows freely when we feel emotionally secure within ourselves. If we commit to our own self-love, our own self-care, how we respect, honour and value and appreciate everything that we are and how we show up in the world, then we can bring that healthy energy and we can express and radiate that in all of the relationships that we have, and that's really important. Now, your 10 of Pentacles and your house related in this oracle suggest to me that there might be something deeper going on within the home environment, or connected into property even for some of you. Certainly some big decisions in and around investments and consolidation I feel is taking place, but you need to go with an energy of trust. You need to go with that sense of, I need to allow compassion and forgiveness to happen just so that I can release and free myself up. Because remember, if you're holding something against someone, karmically the loop can kind of be coming back at you. So someone's holding something against you. So we just want to clear out everything as much as possible to let the energies flow freely and bring the positivity and the manifestation, which you are absolutely being afforded through the course of the next few weeks with the way that the guides are showing up for you today. So Earthed. Wow, okay. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Okay. It is the way in which you are respecting your experience being here in the physical, not desiring. And I know right now it can be easy to want to be someplace else because of what we are observing and what we are experiencing, but not to lose yourself, but to remain rooted and grounded and understand what you are learning through the course of this lifetime is ultimately what is helping your soul to keep evolving. But I love that she's sitting in this beautiful crystal sphere, just looking deeply peaceful. And that's the thing I'll say about this reading is like all this earth energy, and just by way of looking at you in the Four of Swords here, it's just peaceful. And I really feel into this for the month of March. It is just a far more quiet energy through that first part of Pisces season, which we need. It's the respite that I think we've been looking for. And yes, you've still got active challenges ongoing. I'm not negating anything that you might be experiencing on an individual level, but on a wider context, this is about feeling much more rooted to be able to deal with things on a practical level and be able to just be in the moment and just live your life, just not have to prove anything to anybody, not try to want to be further ahead than where you are. Just live richly in this state of presence, about the enjoyment of what it is to be physical right now. So this is a general reading, Leo. Hope it helps you to navigate through the course of March. If you'd like to join me for the extended version, I'm going to invite you to just think about a question that you might not have considered up to this point, or hasn't come through in the main reading, and we will go ahead and pull a couple of cards and cover that in the extended. You'll find the link for that in the description box, the comment section underneath. It's just a way to support my channel and my work, and I deeply appreciate those of you that show up for me in that way. We'll just go ahead now and also clarify the main part of this reading. So just beginning with the energy of that 10 of Pentacles. Okay, we're coming in with the 5 of Shells, which is the 5 of Cups. This is the Spirit Song Tarot. So just naming the suit slightly differently. And there we have the Knight of Cups energy coming in. So it might be a water sign you're dealing with, a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. Okay, we also have the energy of the Lovers coming through a second time. So Gemini might be significant, or certainly a key relationship that we're looking at here. Okay, so we have the energy of the Sun coming in. Always comes up for you, Leo. Love the depiction of the hummingbird with this one. We have 4 of Acorns, which is the 4 of Wands. Again, just bringing in that beautiful sense of balance. 9 of Crystals, so that's earth energy coming in. The Empress, more earth energy. It's probably going to be a bit of a respite actually after all of the air energy of Aquarius, where we had that stellium and it kind of felt quite anxious and really wired and electric. So this might just be the perfect antidote really. So the 6 of Wands coming through there. 4 of Cups. 2 of Cups and the World. Wow. Queen of Cups coming in here. 5 of Swords. 6 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Beautiful sense of release coming in here. We've got the Magician showing up again for you. Moon. Temperance coming in there. 3 of Swords. Very healing energy, especially for those that are dealing with some really sensitive issues at the moment. Beautiful release with Judgment coming through. Another Ace of Coins showing up here, Ace of Crystals. And another 8 of Crystals, wow. Okay. Leo, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed listening. If you're joining me for the extended, we will continue this conversation and pull out some additional messages for you. Wish you a beautiful month of March. Bye for now.